Hi, this is Martin from Latour de Plants. Today we're making Chinese spicy eggplant. Let's check it out.
Before everything gets cooked, let's take a quick look at the ingredients. We've got some sliced white onions here, a bunch of chopped fresh basil, some green pepper, and a few mushrooms that I had on hand. The eggplant are very small eggplant, and they've been sliced into wedges. Since this eggplant dish is going to be oil-free and totally vegan, we are going to basically steam the ingredients rather than frying them in oil. Usually this dish would have a tremendous amount of oil, but we're going to do it oil-free. So what I'm going to do is in the pan right here, I'm going to kind of caramelize some sliced onions just to get ready, and then I'll do the same with the eggplant. After those are cooked just a bit, then they'll get combined. There are two other key ingredients here. One of them is ginger garlic paste. I got this at an Indian grocery store. You might be able to find it at other places. If you can't get ginger garlic paste, you can of course use fresh. You might be able to find chopped garlic, but I find this to be a lot easier, so I like to use that. The sauce for the eggplant is, I've got the recipe in the description down below. It's basically a mixture of soy, vinegar or lemon juice, and then sugar, all to taste. You actually need quite a bit. I put about a tablespoon of cornstarch in it as well as a thickener. So the onions are starting to cook. I'm going to add some ginger garlic paste to the onions. And you can see the onions are actually browning. Let's see if we can get a nice close look. The onions are actually browning a bit, and that's with no oil. So the key is to have the pan at kind of a medium heat. You can cook it even a little bit hotter, but you've got to stand over it and make sure it doesn't burn if you're going to go with a high heat. Otherwise, the medium to medium low, and just let it cook for a while, and they will actually reduce down and get caramelized. So I've put a little ginger garlic paste in there, about a tablespoon or so. The eggplant were, after I sliced them, they soaked in water for a few hours. So they're just not quite as dry. Now they're in a large pan, and they're going to just lightly roast the same way we did the onions, kind of a medium heat, medium to high. If the pan starts to dry out a little, I'll just simply add a little bit of water. One way to accelerate the cooking on these things is just to put a lid on the pan, and that'll kind of steam them a little bit faster. So here's the onions. They've browned quite a bit. They're very caramelized. You certainly don't have to do it like that. You could have them, mostly raw if you wanted. But I like them like this. I like the taste. With the eggplant, now this is starting to roast as well. It's kind of a constant battle without oil in here to get them roasted without burning the bottom of the pan. And so this is turning quite brown, and I'll just keep on adding a little bit of water. And that's going to prevent it from actually burning. But they're slowly roasting. If you have too much water, they'll cook, but they'll be sort of soggy as though they were boiled, rather than kind of the roasted or the fried taste. But this way, with the slow roasting, I think, tastes pretty closely to the traditional Chinese dish. You could also bake them in the oven, but that takes a lot longer, and it's kind of hot here in the summertime, and I don't like to turn the oven on. Now the eggplant are mostly cooked, so let's go ahead and put the other ingredients in there. I'm going to stick the mushrooms and the bell pepper in there, and the onions go in as well. There we go, looks great. Now the sauce is going to go in. As soon as the cornstarch in the sauce thickens up, then it's totally done and ready to serve.